When you look at that lessons that you learned kind of in that first negotiation, how do you view the chances for bipartisanship on this next massive plan, the American Jobs Plan?
I remain optimistic. I've long supported a robust infrastructure bill. We have great needs. If you look at traditional infrastructure, whether it's roads and bridges and seaports, airports, waterways, broadband, I would add to that list. We clearly need to make an investment. So I think it depends on there are three issues really. One is the scope, whether we use a traditional definition of infrastructure or whether we use the new Biden administration discussion of infrastructure. Second's the top line. How expensive should it be? And third, how do we pay for it? Those are difficult issues, but I think if we have a focused bill that is focused on what most people would think is the common definition of infrastructure, and I would include broadband in that definition nowadays, as well as water treatment systems, in addition to the transportation infrastructure that we always talk about, we can achieve a bipartisan package.
Yeah, so you answered the question I was going to ask next, which is how do you see this bill coming together? Now, the most important issue that I think, and I think this is not getting, I think people are underestimating how big of the gap is right now on the pay for, on how to pay for this package. The president obviously wants to raise the corporate tax rate. Republicans lowered it to a 21%. He wants to raise it to 28% to pay for this over 15 years. You weren't firm on 21% in 2017, if my memory serves me well. I guess, how do you think about how to pay for this package? And let me just add one more thing onto it. You're involved in discussions with your Republican colleagues right now about a package that Senator Shelley Moore Capito is putting together. Give us a sense of the scope and the size of that bill as well.
Well, I don't want to preempt Shelley's announcement, but she's been working very hard. I know you get all the scoops and wanted this one as well, but it will be substantially smaller than what the president is proposing. But you got to remember that an awful lot of what the president's calling infrastructure isn't really infrastructure. So you've got to separate out. The president's plan, if you do traditional infrastructure, including broadband, is about $938 billion out of the $2.3 trillion. So that's the figure I think you should compare Shelley's package to. And I think that there are many Democrats who would like to see a way of paying for this package that would involve a variety of sources. It could be user fees in part, a slight increase in the corporate tax. I don't think anyone wants to see us go back to the days when we had the highest corporate tax rate in the world, or to impose huge new taxes on American families or on their retirement savings because they happen to be invested in stocks, which more than half of Americans own some stock. So this is going to be hard, but it's going to be a lot easier if we focus on a traditional infrastructure definition.